Okay. Did you hear on Snoop's new album his one verse song where he finally responded to all of seemingly Suge Knight's interviews on Art and all these other platforms where he's been, talking about the Snoop shooting and talking about, implementing Snoop into the Tupac thing and all that. Did you hear his response on the song?
Yeah, I mean, what you expecting to say? Um, what you expecting to say? You know, I, you know, I saw also Suge, the person that's controlling his Twitter, responded to him as well. So if you can read that and do his response, so it won't be just like I'm jumping on Suge. Because like I always say, I heard a YouTuber say that I used to always kind of act like I was defending Suge. Now I'm talking bad about Suge. I always just try to tell both sides. My term always was I call a baller, strike a strike. I
Mhm.
tell the good and the bad. I'm just not one way. It's how I always try to be. It may not have came off that way. For those of y'all that took it like I was beating up on Snoop, beating up on Suge, that wasn't my intent. My intent was to tell the truth when somebody's telling something that I thought or didn't agree with, and to tell when somebody did something positive that somebody else was saying that I didn't agree with. That was my intent. Uh, I defend Snoop to the hills. Snoop, I have always said, Snoop's a politician. Snoop's been a bitch uh, of the things he's been saying. But I will say and holler from the street that I don't believe that Snoop had anything to do with the murder of Tupac.
Mhm.
Um, People would say, YouTubers would hear me say that and would be like, "Yeah, because you did. How would you know then?" I just said I don't believe. I don't say I don't know. You never hear me say I. Only thing I can say I don't know is anything that you can say about Reggie Wright did. But usually I use the word I don't believe about stuff like that. I don't believe. I would bet my life that Snoop didn't have anything to do with the murder of Tupac, or even known that that was going to go down. I don't believe Suge Knight did as well. I will say the same thing about him concerning that. But and I definitely I would bet my whole life, my whole family to be wiped out. My mama, my daddy, my kids, me, everybody to die right now if Reggie Wright Jr. had anything to do with the murder of Tupac. And I would say that. But hey, to say he did not have anything to do with it, I can't say that. But I can say I believe. And I don't believe that Snoop has it. And so that's why I defend Snoop the way I do regarding the murder of Tupac.
Mhm. What are your thoughts? Do you think there's any validity to him saying that about Kenner, or you think he was just mad about whatever they got into in the courtroom, a couple of sessions?
Weaponized. That's a weapon.
Okay,
That's what I mean when I use the word weaponized.
yeah,
He was mad at Kenner because Kenner didn't. Kenner was asking to be relieved from the case.
yeah.
He was like, I cannot defend Suge Knight on this case, Your Honor. And the judge was about to relieve David Kenner from the case. Suge was pissed that he wasn't going to have any representation in court, and that's why he went on and settled the case. The young attorney, the young lady that was on our live stream, I guess she has some influence. I see she posted on Facebook that she has some influence and convinced him to settle the case that initially was for $81 million down to $1.5 million.
Mhm.
And uh, but trust me, if David Kenner was willing to fight that case or to continue to work on that case, then I believe that that case would have would have went forward. And yeah, so yeah, hey, Attorney Jasmine, I see you. How you doing? But yeah, so that would be my take on that. But as I said earlier, that's why the case was set. That's what he did when walking out of the courtroom. He said something to David like, "I hear you gonna, or your conscience is gonna mess with you, or something about what you did to Tupac." He knew that was taped and that would be heard, and that's his way of using Tupac's death weaponized against David Kenner, as he does.
In the song that Snoop did, the diss song or whatever, he says something in the lyrics. He says, you called your boy and he won't hit you back, because you're a snitch or something like that. Do you know what he's talking about by any chance?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea who he's talking about. He could be talking about K-Dub. That's who's real cool with Snoop right now.
Yeah.
He could be talking about many of people. Suge talks to a lot of people while he's in custody and reach out to a lot of people. So who knows? Who knows who he's talking about? Okay, Jasmine Mine said that she was in court. She was sitting right there. She said, "David, Tupac is on your conscience." And so I do want to quote him correctly. Is what she said. That is one of Suge's attorneys. She's a great attorney. I told y'all before, if y'all ever need somebody to help with some personal injuries, some cases mainly for people that's incarcerated wrongfully, she has worked with people like all the way up to Johnny, not Johnny Cochran. What's his name? Ben Crump. She has worked with big cases like that. She's a great young lady. If y'all need a lawyer or attorney, y'all should look her up. I think her firm is the Mines firm. But Jasmine Mines is who she is. And she's been helping. One thing I do appreciate about her, she has been helping and doing a lot of work with Suge. So, yeah, she also did some work with Como, she said, as well. He said, he said it recently, she said.
Yes, in the Chris Cuomo interview. He
She did? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I only heard the small part of the Como interview. So that's what he's doing. He whoever he's mad at, he weaponized. David Kenner had nothing to do with the murder of Tupac. I know y'all say, well, how you know, Reggie? Because you had something to do with it? Okay, whatever. All I can tell you is no. I just told you I wipe out my whole family. Everybody that I love, if I had anything to do with the murder of Tupac. But y'all gonna believe what y'all want to believe. I have come to that realization, and I came to the realization is people on YouTube in the comment section can't change my life one way or the other. And so why do I worry about it? And so, yeah.